Hi, eighth graders. This is your lesson for Friday. There are actually going to be two because they're kind of short. So I'm going to be honest, you don't have to hand this in, but it is something that you do need to know. So I'm going to go over this really quick with you. So the first thing is the objective for this one is what a domain name is. So pretty much all this is a website. So in the back of these website names are a bunch of numbers. So instead of knowing numbers, it's easier just to know google.com or whitehouse.gov. And these are some extensions. I'm sure that you've heard of some of these. So this is what they stand for. Com is commercial, org is nonprofit organization, and gov is for government, net is network, and edu is any educational institution. It's colleges that have the edu attached to that one. And that's really all for this one. There are lots of others, but these are the most common that you would use. The .org is, trying to think if we've used any for this class. I'm not sure, but the one we did use was the freetypinggame.net, which ends in the net. Now the other one that we're going to do is, this one is about photo formats. So if you're interested in photography in high school, you're going to learn about what these types of photo formats are. So there's ones called pixels, bitmaps, JPEGs, and PNGs. So this is a pixel, and this one of Donald Duck has the very obvious squares that you can see, but the smaller the squares are, the better the quality is. So there's a video here on what a pixel is, but I'm actually going to have you do that on your own. So I'll post this in Google Classroom for you. And this is called a BMP, a bitmap. And it's a format that can be used to create and store a computer graphic, just like this cute tiger over here. A bitmap displays small dots in a pattern. So when they're viewed from far away, it makes a nice image. So if you look at your Chromebook really, really close, maybe use a magnifying glass, you'll see either little circles or little squares throughout the whole screen. But if you do it far away, it's hard to see it because the quality is so good. So a bitmap versus a pixel. Each bitmap image is stored as a series of little dots called pixels. And the pixels are a very small square that's assigned to a color, and then they're arranged in a pattern to form a picture. And when you zoom onto a bitmap image, you can see the individual pixels that make up that image. So the better your camera is on your cell phone, probably the higher the pixels are for that. Now this is the most common type of picture. It's called a JPEG, or JPG is the same thing. So if you look here, it's kind of blurry. You'll see there's a BMP and there's a PNG. And all it is with this is, let me give you an example. Let's say that you're going to design a t-shirt for your school, a logo that you want to put on a t-shirt. If you design it, it depends on what you design it in. If you design it in Photoshop, they only have certain formats. They don't have all the same. Some will have just JPEG, some will have JPEG and PNG. It also depends on, what document you use. And I'll show you an example in a second of what I'm talking about. A PNG means portable network graphic. So Photoshop has PNG formats, and Paint and Adobe Illustrator, and your Google Drive. So what happened one time when I was in another school is that someone used Photoshop in my school to design a t-shirt. And I think it was a JPEG format. And when they sent it to the printer called me and said, "Hey, Miss Cuomo, we can't read it in whatever program they were using." And we had to send it in either an SVG or a PNG. And so they didn't have to redo the whole logo. They just had to go in and change the format. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. So a GIF or GIF, as you call it, is an animated moving picture. And that is the last one on this one. But let me show you what I'm talking about. If I go into a document, I'm going to go into one just to show you. If I go into a docs and I go to the file here and you hit download, it tells you what formats your documents would be in. So it has a PDF listed here, and that's really all that it has. But if you go to a sheet that we did the other day, you go to a spreadsheet, it's going to have different formats, but you would not design on this one anyway. This is just for putting data in. So when you open up this one, it's got different ones. So if you hit File and you hit Download, this one has a PDF. And then if you go to a spreadsheet, or not spreadsheet, I'm sorry, a presentation that we just did, and you hit File and you hit Download, this one has different ones. See, this one has a PDF, and this one has a JPEG also, and it's got a PNG, and it's got an SVG. So really all it is different types of pictures. So now you're lucky, I'm not going to have you do this. I'm just going to show you. If you go to a website and you try to look up a picture, you're not going to know what picture it is because sometimes they don't tell you what kind it is, if it's a JPEG or what kind. They don't show you. Sometimes they don't tell you. So in order to know for sure, what I would do in class is I would tell them to type rainbow and then type JPG so they know that it's a JPEG picture, or to do a PNG. And then when you do that, you know that it's a PNG image. Otherwise, you would have no idea what it is unless you put the name of the image right there. And it was a quick assignment that I had the students do, but I just wanted you to know what different types of photo formats there are and also what a domain name is. I'm also going to attach a optional video that you can watch. It's called Teens React to Windows 95. I totally love that video because it talks about domain names and it shows old computers and some old like computer terms that are things that we don't even use anymore. So I figured you would really enjoy that. And remember, on Monday, we're going to have Google Meet at 2 p.m. So if you can get on, I really would love for you to get on because we're going to do a lesson on copyrights and patents. And it's going to be a really good lesson that you need to know so you don't take other people's work without giving them credit for it. And also I'm available during, the school hours. I also am trying to get the grading in as soon as possible. So I'm getting them in. I'll get them in at least within like 2 days of when it's due. Probably not on weekends, but during the week. So I just wanted you to know. And if you have any questions about anything, you let me know. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday at 2 o'clock in the Google Meet. Well, there is one more thing that I did want to mention. Believe it or not, we are halfway through the quarter. So I want you to all try your best to get your work in as soon as possible. And a lot of you are doing a really great job with that. And some of you have gone on late and you're catching up. And I think that's really awesome. So just keep up. If you can't get it in on the day it's due, do not worry about it. Just do the best you can to get in, whatever you can. And a lot of the things I'm giving you don't take very long. A lot of them are Nearpods. So they shouldn't, it shouldn't be too bad. But if, like as usual, if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? See you later.